Is climate change a myth or the greatest threat humanity faces today? Welcome to the crossroads where science meets controversy, where reality intertwines with perception. Climate change, a term that stirs up heated debates yet remains largely misunderstood. But what if we told you that this phenomenon, often cast as the villain, could also be a catalyst for change? A chance for us to rethink, reposition, and reshape our world in ways we never thought possible. As we stand on the brink of a climate-altered future, it's crucial to understand that this isn't just about survival, it's about embracing a new reality and seizing the opportunities it presents. Can we turn the tide on climate change? Can we adapt and even flourish amid these changes? Or will we let it be our downfall? These are the questions we'll explore in this series. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this critical issue. Human activities have a direct and profound impact on our planet's climate. This is not a provocative statement, but a scientific fact. The cause and effect relationship between our actions and the changes in our environment are clear and undeniable. Let's start by understanding the primary contributors to this change. Fossil fuels, the lifeblood of our industrialized world, are one of the main culprits. When we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas for energy, we release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, which means it traps heat from the sun's rays within our atmosphere instead of allowing it to escape back into space. The result is a gradual increase in the Earth's average temperature, a phenomenon we commonly refer to as global warming. But that's not all. The chopping down of our forests, a practice known as deforestation, is another significant contributor to climate change. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, acting as natural air filters. When they are cut down, not only do we lose this vital absorption capacity, but the carbon stored within the trees is released back into the atmosphere. This double blow exacerbates the problem of greenhouse gases. Now, let's delve into the effects of these changes. A warmer Earth means more than just hotter summers. It disrupts the delicate balance of our ecosystems, leading to more frequent and severe weather events. We're talking about hurricanes that are more intense, heat waves that last longer, and winters that are increasingly unpredictable. The rising temperatures also cause polar ice caps and glaciers to melt, contributing to a rise in sea levels. This not only threatens coastal communities with flooding but also disrupts marine life, as the increased water volume can lead to changes in salinity and temperature, impacting the delicate balance of oceanic ecosystems. On land, the effects can be equally devastating. Changes in temperature and weather patterns can shift wildlife populations and plant growth. Animals, birds, and insects may migrate to cooler areas, disrupting established food chains and potentially leading to a loss of biodiversity. Plants may bloom at different times, affecting everything from agriculture to the survival of species that rely on them for sustenance. In essence, climate change is not just about warmer weather. It's about the domino effect that this warmth triggers, leading to a cascade of changes that affect every corner of our world, every aspect of our lives. The evidence is clear. Our actions are reshaping the world. Our reliance on fossil fuels, our deforestation practices, they're not just harming the planet, they're altering it. And these alterations are not for the better. They're leading us down a path of unpredictable weather, rising seas, and shifting ecosystems. But it's not too late. In our next scene, we'll explore the urgency of action and what we can do to mitigate the effects of climate change. The clock is ticking and the time for action is now. Right now, we stand at a crossroads. One path leads us further down the road of neglect, a path that promises increased hardships, loss of biodiversity, and economic turmoil. The other path, it's a path of action and adaptation, a path that, while not without its challenges, holds the promise of a more sustainable and equitable world. If we take the path of neglect, the consequences could be catastrophic. The world we know, the world we love, teeters on the brink of irreversible change. Our natural ecosystems, the vibrant tapestry of life that makes our planet so unique, are under threat. We're losing species at an alarming rate, a rate unseen since the extinction of the dinosaurs. But it's not just about the birds and the bees, it's about us. Rising temperatures, more frequent and severe weather events. These aren't just problems for the polar bears, they're problems for us. Floods and droughts threaten our food security. Heat waves and hurricanes put our homes, our cities, our very lives at risk. And the economic cost? It's staggering. The cost of inaction, of business as usual, far outweighs the cost of action. And yet, the path of action is not a path of sacrifice. It's a path of opportunity. By addressing climate change, we're not just saving the polar bears, we're saving ourselves. We're creating jobs, boosting economies, and building a world that's not just sustainable, but resilient. A world that's better for us and for future generations. So, let's choose the path of action. Let's choose the path of hope. Let's choose the path that leads us to a future where we live in harmony with our planet, not in conflict with it. We've created this problem, yes, but we can also solve it. We have the technology, we have the knowledge, we have the power. What we need now is the will. Inaction is not an option, but amidst the dire warnings, there's a glimmer of hope. This hope stems from our ability as a species to adapt and evolve. Climate change, while an undeniable challenge, could also become a catalyst for innovation and transformation. Let's consider the agricultural sector. As the world warms, some regions may become too hot or arid for traditional farming practices. However, other areas, previously too cold or inhospitable, may turn into fertile grounds. For instance, places like Canada and Russia could experience longer growing seasons, opening up new possibilities for crop cultivation. This shift will require us to rethink our farming strategies, choosing crops that are more suited to these new climates, and potentially developing new agricultural technologies. And it's not just farming. Several industries could find opportunities amidst this change. Consider renewable energy. As the reliance on fossil fuels becomes less sustainable, the demand for cleaner energy sources will rise. This could lead to a boom in the renewable energy industry, creating jobs and stimulating economies. Similarly, as sea levels rise and coastal cities grapple with flooding, there will be a growing need for innovative engineering solutions. New industries could emerge, focused on designing resilient infrastructure or creating technologies to protect our cities from the encroaching seas. Moreover, as certain regions become less habitable due to extreme weather conditions, there will be a shift in population dynamics. We might see the emergence of new urban centers in areas that are more climate resilient. This could lead to an economic boost in these regions, as businesses relocate and new ones establish to cater to the growing population. Yes, these changes will require significant investment and a willingness to change long-standing practices. But history has shown us that humans are capable of extraordinary feats when faced with adversity. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the innovative spirit to turn this challenge into an opportunity. However, it's essential to note that this isn't about making a profit from a crisis. It's about survival and finding ways to thrive in a world that's changing, whether we like it or not. It's about recognizing that the world as we know it is evolving and that we need to evolve with it. As we navigate this new reality, we must remember that adaptation isn't a substitute for mitigation. We still need to reduce our carbon emissions and strive to limit global warming. But by preparing for and adapting to these changes, we can ensure that we not only survive, but also flourish in this new world. While the challenges are great, so too are the opportunities. The question is, are we ready to seize them? It's time to embrace change, not fear it. It's time to adapt, innovate, and create a sustainable future for us all. Addressing climate change requires a shift in how we live and work. Consider this: each one of us, from the individual to the community, from the city to the nation, has a part to play in this grand story of our planet. It's a story that's been written over billions of years, and we are the authors of the current chapter, with the power to influence the narrative that unfolds. To counteract the effects of climate change, reducing greenhouse gas emissions is a must. It's like putting the brakes on a runaway train. It won't stop immediately, but gradually it will slow down. We can lessen these emissions by making small changes in our daily lives, like using public transportation more often, reducing waste, or even planting a tree in our backyard. On a larger scale, businesses and industries can switch to cleaner, renewable sources of energy. Sunlight, wind, and water are not just elements of nature. They're powerful forces that can fuel our world. Harnessing these resources can significantly reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, the primary culprit behind the rise in global temperatures. But adaptation is equally important as mitigation. Climate change, to some extent, is inevitable. The question is, how do we prepare for it? By making our communities more resilient to its impacts. This can mean building infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather events, or adjusting agricultural practices to suit changing weather patterns. Imagine a world where we grow crops in regions where they can thrive in the new climate, where businesses flourish because they've adapted to the changing environment. It's not just about survival, it's about thriving in a world we've reshaped. However, this isn't a one-man show, it's a collective effort. Governments must create policies that encourage sustainable practices, and we, the people, must support and follow these policies. It's a symbiotic relationship, one that can lead us towards a more sustainable future. Remember, climate change isn't just a problem, it's a challenge that we, as a global community, can overcome. It's not about pointing fingers or placing blame, it's about taking responsibility and moving forward. Each of us has a role to play in shaping our climate change future. The future of our planet is in our hands. We stand at a pivotal juncture in history, where our actions, or lack thereof, will determine the fate of our world, our home. The specter of climate change looms large, but we are not powerless. We have the ability to change the course of this narrative, to forge a new path that leads us towards a sustainable future. Every one of us, from every corner of the globe, has a role to play. It starts with reducing our own carbon footprint. This could mean making small lifestyle changes, like opting for public transportation over personal vehicles or using energy-efficient appliances. It could mean adopting a more plant-based diet, as the livestock industry is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. But individual actions, while important, are not enough. We must also lend our voices and our votes to support policies that address climate change at a systemic level. This might involve supporting renewable energy initiatives, advocating for stricter emissions regulations, or voting for leaders who prioritize the environment. Staying informed about the issue is another crucial aspect of our call to action. Climate change is a complex issue with far-reaching implications that touch upon every aspect of our society. By educating ourselves, we can better understand the challenges we face and the solutions that are within our reach. Remember, we are not alone in this fight. Around the world, people are waking up to the reality of climate change and taking action. Scientists are developing innovative solutions, businesses are adopting sustainable practices, and communities are coming together to protect their environment. There is hope, but hope alone is not enough. We need action, we need commitment. We need to rise to the challenge for the sake of our planet and future generations. Together, we can create a sustainable future for all. We hope this video has shed light on the reality of climate change. A reality that is not a mere figment of imagination, but an undeniable truth. A truth that is not only shaping our present, but will also dictate our future. We've journeyed together through the cause and effect, understanding how our actions have and continue to contribute to climate change. We've seen that our planet's health is declining, and it's not a slow descent. It's an urgent tumble that requires immediate action. We've stressed on the urgency, the need for us to step up, to not just acknowledge the problem, but to tackle it head-on. Along the way, we've also discovered a silver lining. Climate change, while it poses numerous challenges, also offers us opportunities. Opportunities to adapt, to innovate, to transform our ways of life, to not just survive, but to thrive in the changing climate. We've explored how we can benefit from climate change by relocating crops and businesses to where they can flourish in the new climate conditions. We've charted out the road ahead, a path that's not easy, but one that's necessary. A path that requires us to change our habits, to reduce our carbon footprint, to live more sustainably. A path that involves all of us because climate change affects all of us. We've made a call to action, urging each one of us to do our part, because every little effort counts. Every small step towards sustainability can make a big difference. And now, as we sign off, we want to leave you with this thought. Climate change is real, it's happening, and it will continue to happen if we don't act now. But remember, it's not too late. We still have the power to change the course of our future. We still have the power to make a difference. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening videos. Together, we can make a difference.